Hello and welcome to week 1 review of Everybody Has a Price Football Fantasy League.
Hooray.
Matt Lauder is so excited. Yes. So we will review the matchups. First matchup, because I'm running the video, it will be me. Tom, Dak, and Krabby with a 186.80 win over Godfather at 114.20. I almost felt guilty beating Godfather this bad because Godfather's team was really thin this week.
Defending champ. How can you talk bad about the defending champ?
Well, he had to have Andy Dalton as one of his 2 quarterbacks. That's always a drawback. Now, obviously, you didn't think he'd have a negative 7 points for the week.
Well, but again, you're giving him. I think you're being too nice.
Well, no, there was the hurricane postponement.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Because he would have had...
he would have had Andrew Luck in instead?
Oh, I thought he had Winston. I see that he does not have Winston. He just had... yeah, he would have had Andrew Luck.
No, this team is bad.
It is. Right now, it's bad. There's
right
no
now, it's
getting around
bad.
it.
I mean, I don't think Andy Dalton's going to be 4 interceptions every game, but you have Andy Dalton and Blake Bortles as your 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in trouble. You also won big despite not getting a Tom Brady-esque performance.
No, Tom Brady wasn't that great.
Would you like to pat yourself on the back for your...
Kareem Hunt! Is that what you meant? I mean, yeah, it wasn't super, like, I'm super smart to get him. I just, when I do...
You drafted him.
Well, yeah, but when I draft, I just say...
Give yourself credit. You drafted him.
Who's first round picks next year? And it said that he was going to be. I don't know anything about Toledo. Do you know anything about Toledo football?
Yeah, they're the Rockets.
Oh, they're the Rockets. Well, anyway, that's why I took him. And
They're playing the MAC.
He lucked into having a starting job, and he did look like a beast. I don't know if you watched any of that game, but he did look really good.
He did. You got a good performance from your wide receivers, which you said was going to be your strong point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary if think about this, folks. Prescott and Brady put up 29 points combined.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Considering I still won by 60-some points.
Correct.
72, actually. 72 points. So anyway, back to the other matchups. We will go Eisenhart with a win over Bolts. 167.42 over 124.64. So that was about a 43-point win. Anything that stands out to you in this matchup?
I mean, 124 is not going to cut it.
Well, yeah, that's kind of a given. I thought it was sort of a weak performance out of Cousins. That's
high expectations, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean that's a pass-heavy offense, and to only have 1160 out of that, I don't know if that's an Eagle defense being really good or what.
I mean, and again, this is going to sound a lot like our baseball videos. For the few of you that aren't privy to those, by the way, you can watch any of the baseball videos on his Facebook link.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Free promotion. Yeah. But if you go back to our previews, what did we say was going to be Zip's biggest issue? What position?
Bolt's biggest issue.
I'm sorry, Bolt's. Bolt's biggest issue.
Bolt's biggest issue.
That would be the running back position.
Yes.
He got 7 points from his running backs, and he's in trouble because those are his 2 starting running backs.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
You can't do that. I was Mariota. I expected a little more from. I mean, let's be honest. We're in a 2 QB league. If your QBs aren't scoring in the 20s, you got quarterback issues.
Yeah, you would think. Now he does have Bradford on the bench, So,
Would you bench Mariota or Cousins though for Bradford?
I would play matchups.
So you're going to say matchups.
I would play matchups, and I would go week to week and see who we're playing. I can't criticize Bolts. Well, no, because I still would have played Cousins for sure.
Yeah.
But there's definitely an argument to have Bradford against New Orleans because everybody knows that is a weak defense.
It is.
So I could see that.
But again, who would you have started him over, Mariota or Cousins?
No, I would have started Mariota this week in week 1. So I had no fault with that. Let's look at Eisenhart. It seems like Antonio Brown had a big week for him, 34 points.
Well, again, though, if you have guys that are your keepers and your studs, they should do what they're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. He did have... now, he was just on the bench, but it could be Robinson's injury for Jacksonville, wide receiver.
Depends. Were you high on him to begin with?
Well,
I guess would be my question.
I mean, when you have Larry Fitzgerald as one of your wideouts at age 46,
well, but how good does that pick look now? I mean, let's give him credit. I mean, we made fun of him at the draft for that pick, but how good does that pick look now if
he doesn't have Robinson? He needs him.
Right.
He doesn't have a choice. So I pretty much an expected matchup there, I believe. Okay. So, all right, next matchup. Joe Pa's successor with a 213 over a whole split at 151.82. This is your matchup, so do you have any thoughtful insight on it?
Yes, this further goes back to my original hate for fantasy football, and we'll be broadcasting this officially as of now. This will be my last year playing fantasy football.
Breaking news.
It's a joke. It's a joke. 4th highest scoring team in the week, and I'm 0-1. Think about that. Mm-hmm. I'm the 4th highest scoring team in the league, and I'm 0-1.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. Mm-hmm. It's just stupid. I know you can say, oh, well, the same thing happens in fantasy baseball. No. In fantasy baseball, if a guy goes off for one day, I have 6 more days to do something about it.
Right.
In fantasy football, this guy scores 200 points, I'm done. It's over. Don't get me wrong. Joe Pa's successor has a great team.
Yeah, he does. I really like it.
His guys, the Stafford-Rogers connection is going to be great.
Yeah.
I'll admit I would not have expected LaShawn McCoy to do what he did, but again, they played the Jets, so I want to see him do it every week.
Yeah, it's just a Jets thing.
It was a Jets thing, so good. Congratulations for me playing against him when he was against the Jets, and
then ultimately the defense.
I was going to get to that, but I was going to get to Hill too. I was
Tyreek
not
Hill.
a believer in Tyreek Hill. For as much as Belichick gets praised for being such a great schemer and stopping things, they couldn't stop him.
If anybody watched that game, and I'm sure some of you did.
Oh, it was close most of the game.
Yeah, but the second half, New England gave up. It was over. Yeah. New England just stopped trying in the second half. I don't know what was going on there.
The big play after big play after big play. And yes, as he alluded to, the other reason why I hate fantasy football is, and this goes to a league issue too, when you have a draft and you can go through an entire draft and not have to draft a position and then just pick up a free agent to start in week 1 and then have them score 39 points, there's a flaw. There's a flaw there.
He's referring to defense and kickers, I would
imagine. Correct. We had 5 teams not draft a defense or a kicker in the draft. Mm-hmm. So why aren't we looking at maybe we need to do something to tweak that to make them more valuable? Or if we don't want them to be more valuable, then why are we rostering them? Let's change our rosters. But for a guy to pick up a defense at 12 whatever on Sunday and then have them score 39 points. I know 39 points doesn't make a difference in my matchup. I drafted a defense and it just, like I said, it's frustrating. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't even check any scores.
Wow.
For fantasy football.
Jacksonville had 10 sacks.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that many. That's why it was a 39-point defensive.
I think they scored a touchdown as well.
Maybe they did. It doesn't list it on here. I just see 10 sacks, an interception, and 3 fumble recoveries or whatever. That's crazy.
So, I mean, Joe Pa, not taking anything wrong from you. You have a great team.
Yeah.
I mean, my team did everything it could to not make it competitive. I got hurt, and not big excuses. I mean, and this is the other reason I hate fantasy football. So a hurricane comes, and I lose my two of my 3 starting wide receivers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
So
I know.
it is what it is. And like I said, this is my last season. I am done playing fantasy football.
2017, last year.
Last hurrah.
Last hurrah. Let's see what we got here. We've got Elson versus Bird. Bird with a 140-82 win over Elson, 104, and Elson's in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah. When you lose your stud running back.
Yeah. Because he's on IR now, so that's official.
Yep. He got lackluster play from his quarter. I mean, all around the board, if you go around to the quarterbacks really didn't do that much.
Well, here's the
coup de grace?
The scoop there on Russell Wilson. The Seattle O-line is awful.
They've been awful.
I know, but I mean, it hasn't improved, is what I'm trying to say.
Correct.
So I don't think Russell Wilson's ever going to be able to rebound, at least this year, because the O-line can't protect him.
And Carson Palmer
I'm telling you, last year, the first half of the year, he was absolute garbage. The second half of the year, he was amazing, and that's what got people excited. But when he's bad, he's bad. So he's going to struggle with those as his quarterbacks because he needs a lot out of those. And now that Johnson's out
Well, he does have Jay Cutler.
Oh, that is true.
That could be a saving grace with Jay Cutler.
Yeah, because Jay Cutler is definitely game-changing.
He could. Yeah. I'd rather have Jay Cutler than Carson Palmer right now.
Depends. I don't know.
You want to do a prop bet for next week?
I don't know. I need to see matchups. I would play it on matchups.
Play it on matchups.
Right. As far as...
And consider this. How bad would this matchup have been if Bird had played Baltimore instead of New England?
Yeah, that is
30
true.
point, add another 27 points to Bird's score.
Yeah.
So.
But also, just to talk about Bird's team a little bit.
Talk about it.
Newton didn't look great. I saw his final numbers. He's still not that accurate of a passer.
No.
There's not much. He didn't have a great week because he only scored 140 points. Diggs.
You're right. He only scored 140 points, but guess what? He got a win.
Diggs for Minnesota had 27 points, but I guess that's. I mean, obviously it's a good week.
Minnesota. That was against New Orleans,
right?
Or New Orleans,
whatever you want to say. So, yeah. I mean, I think this is more about Elson being terrible right now than Bird, but we'll talk about that later. So then the last matchup, team best friends, KTFO with the 125.18. That was a winning score too, by the way. Win over Steel Curtain.
Oh, I know. Would it be both these teams?
Steel Curtain with only a 97.48 point total.
Yes, Eli Manning scored 5 points.
Eli Manning looked old and awful in what I saw of him. Did you see any of that game?
No, because I didn't watch any NFL games on Sunday.
No, okay.
I don't like NFL football.
Oh, okay, well that's fine. I mean, Steel Curtain definitely was hurt with White going on IR. He's out for the year now, so.
He didn't get production from his big boys. I mean, Le'Veon Bell didn't do anything. I mean, Zeke got him 19.
Yeah, I mean Zeke had a good. That's definitely serviceable there, but yeah, Le'Veon Bell's got to do better than 7-7, and I'm sure that has something to do with
and Beckham not playing
his holdout situation there.
I mean, if you're Steel Curtain, are you kicking yourself for not playing Alex Smith?
Well, 44 points. That would have been the difference. That would have been enough to get the win. If you think about it, because he only lost by 28. If he starts Alex Smith instead of Eli,
yes, he would win.
But I wouldn't have done that either going into week 1. Who knew that Alex Smith was going to be that ridiculous? Because he was really, really good.
Okay, would you have started Ty Montgomery or Rob Kelly as your flex?
Green Bay's running back situation.
Or Corey Coleman or Marvin Jones. I mean, I would have started any one of these 3 guys over Kelly as my flex guy.
Yeah, over Kelly. Now you say because I don't like Washington.
Now he still would have lost, but at least it would have been closer.
Yeah, that's true. As far as KTFO, I think he will be good as long as Taylor stays healthy. Now, I know he only did it against the Jets.
It's against the Jets, though.
I know. But I think
Let's see matchups.
Taylor still rushes for a lot of yards, which is will give him some points. So, other than that, there's really 15 points out of a kicker is a lot. You're not going to get that often.
Yeah. Well, or maybe he will. Maybe he should be rewarded because he did draft a good kicker. He drafted a kicker.
You're so bitter. You're so bitter.
It's just stupid.
But anyway, we will get into our power rankings now. Are you excited about that?
No.
Okay. And now it's time for the power rankings, the week 1 power rankings. That a whole split is so excited about divvying out his.
I was debating
power
whether or
rankings.
not I wanted to actually come back to the video.
Oh, you weren't sure if you wanted to come back? Huh?
Yeah.
All right, who is your number 6 team? We're only going to do the top 6 because those are the teams that right now we think are playoff worthy. Go. So much preparation done for this video.
KTFO.
KTFO, the number 6. I as well have KTFO as the 6. Any thoughts or nothing?
Balance. Just
Nothing?
balance.
I think his quarterbacks are his season. I think both of these guys will not make it healthy through the year. Right now, KTFO's at 6, but if one or heaven forbid 2 go down of injury, he's in a lot of trouble because I don't think either of these guys are going to make it through the whole season. That said, next, number 5.
Bird.
That is also my number 5. Any thoughts on Bird?
Bird is a word.
Bird is the word.
I like Derek Carr.
I like Derek Carr a lot too.
Julio did nothing against Chicago, which,
Yep.
for those of you that want a little tidbit, Chicago's defense is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
and
that's
they scheme to shut down your best receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a number 1 playing against the Bears defense, I would consider not doing that. Also, for you FanDuelers out there.
FanDuelers, and I also think that New England will get better. That's just how sometimes New England comes out flat. They'll be better. So I think
Yes, you won your matchup without Tom Brady scoring a touchdown.
that is correct. That is correct. So number 4.
It's going to be a surprise to some of you. A whole split.
That is not my number 4. Number 4 for me is Eisenhart.
Wow.
But go ahead. What's your number? What anything that you have to say about your team?
I'm going to score 150 points every week.
Oh, he will score 100. You heard it here first. 150 points every week. And the first week that he does not score 150, I will call him out on it. I can assure the viewing audience, all 3 of you, that I will call him out on it when that happens.
Okay.
All right.
Your number 4.
My number 4 is Eisenhart, which you wowed at because apparently I guess you have Eisenhart higher.
Yes.
I can't wrap my head around Kaiser being that great of a quarterback for Cleveland. That's why I rate him a little bit lower. I think Pittsburgh's a dumpster fire. I don't care if they won.
Correct.
So,
but you need to do your homework, and Jameis Winston's going to be his number 2.
oh, yeah, I forgot about him. See, in my head, I thought he was on Ben's Champions for some reason. That's why I had that earlier.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Get used to this all season long, too.
All right.
Because I will tell you that he makes a lot of mistakes, and I will tell you when he makes mistakes.
All right.
Would you like to change your ranking?
Nope, I'm not going to change my ranking. I don't have to.
Okay.
Number 3
is Eisenhart, because he has Jameson Winston as his quarterback, not Deshaun Kaiser.
Uh-huh. My number 3 is A-hole split. I knew I was forgetting someone. A-hole split is my number 3.
Because
I think Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz are going to have above average seasons, especially Carson Wentz. I really like Carson Wentz. So
I drafted Carson Wentz in a lot of my leagues this year.
I think he's going to have a very big year. I think Philadelphia's O-line is really, really good, and that has a lot to do with quarterback play. So I'm going. I like Carson Wentz a lot. That's my biggest deal. I mean, I'm not a big fan of like people like Jones at wide receiver for Buffalo, but maybe that's just because you had the
could not play my Tampa Bay or Miami guys. Correct.
Yeah. So I'm still going with and hopefully maybe. See, Kansas City only had 6 points in that New England, even though all those. Isn't that weird how the scoring works? You would think they would have done better than 6 points defensively against New England, but I guess they rushed for a lot of touchdowns, so I guess that's why. But anyway, yes, I have A-hole split as my number 3. Who is your number 2?
Joe Pa's successor.
Whoa! Joe Pa's successor is your number 2.
Like I said, love the quarterback combo. Wide receivers, I'm still down on. They've got to prove it to me. Thomas, Allen, and Hill, we'll see. We'll see. He had an interesting play last week, and we didn't talk about this. He did not actually play Leonard Fournette in his starting lineup. So, interesting to see if he's going to actually play him as his flex now, or if he's going to supplant him over McCoy as kind of a matchups type of thing.
I got you.
Your number 2?
My number 2 is me, Tom, Dak, and Krabby. I scored 186 points despite some poor quarterback play, as neither of my quarterbacks had 20 points. So I'm very excited about my team. Go my team.
Are you happy with the point production you got from Mike Gillespie?
On the bench, yes. Yeah.
It's always good to have.
But see, there again, this is another drawback of fantasy football, because a lot of people were down on him. They're like, he's not going to get any carries. And, well, yeah, he's just like, the Garrett Blunt, too, of this year, where he's just going to get the goal line
carries.
So
you say a lot of people, so you mean yourself included?
Well, I'm listening to the experts because they're supposed to be experts.
So you don't actually make your own decisions. So you're saying, your statement is that you ride the coattails of other people's decisions. You don't actually make any of your own. At
times, that's what everybody does. Every head coach has great assistant coaches around them. So I would say that is definitely what most head coaches do.
They listen to their assistant coaches, but ultimately they make the decision.
That's right.
They don't say, well, my assistant coach said I should do this.
I listened to my assistant coaches incorrectly. Fortunately for me, it did not matter because the Godfather is poo. Okay, number 1 for you
is Tom, John, and Mark.
I don't know who Tom, John, and Mark is, but I think he's referring to me, Tom, Dak, and Krabby.
Yes. I think you're very well-rounded. I don't expect Kareem Hunt to score 50 points every week. So
he's scoring 50 every week.
I'm very curious. I still said at the beginning your running back position is going to be what make or breaks your season, and so far in week 1, it made your matchup. I don't think you're going to have many weeks where Tom Brady doesn't throw a touchdown pass.
You wouldn't think.
I will tell you this. I'm a little worried about Prescott.
Why?
If they're going to throw more, I need to see more consistency from him throwing the ball.
More consistency from him. I'm pulling up his game log to see what it says here. He had 268 yards, just 1 touchdown. 3 rushes for 24 yards. It does not list completions and attempts.
Interesting.
So that's what I was looking for. I was looking for accuracy there. See, I think that just their offense in general, he's rather accurate. That's the way he was last year anyway. What do you have?
He was 24 for 39. That's 61% of his passes.
That's kind of just average, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my number 1, and I'm sticking to my guns, my fake guns, Joe Pa's successor. I said before the season started in the preview that I thought he was the number 1 team. I am not. He had the top points this week. I'm going with it. I agree with you.
Yeah, congratulations, Joe Pa. You had the best points this week.
Probably had something to do with who you were playing. Your guys were probably motivated to knock down A-hole split. I can understand that. I'm sorry, a hole split, not a hole split. I said that incorrectly, I guess, right? You don't know? You don't know. But yeah.
However you want to pronounce
the quarterback tandem is just Stafford and Rodgers. I think Stafford is like taking another step this year. he is going into MVP stratosphere. Or at least an MVP candidate. He might not win the MVP, but...
Like I said, not to keep saying the same stuff, if Hill is going to be this featured beast for Kansas City, I mean, he's got a 30-point guy right there every week. Freeman was okay. Again, I question why he didn't play Fournette. This team's loaded. Loaded. I'm glad he's not in my division. If I cared.
If you cared. Yep. So that's it. Anything else? Any other tidbits that you have to give for week 1?
Yes. Anybody else that is not having fun in fantasy football, you don't have to keep playing. You can quit. It's easy. I've already done it once, and I plan on doing it again.
You heard it here first. Kids, don't stay in fantasy football. Quit while you're ahead. Or if you're behind, you can quit too, I guess.
True.
That's the input we got. But anyway, don't worry. There's only 16 more weeks to go. Yeah.